Thanksgiving week, it was revealed that a Senate committee had subpoenaed documents from Live Nation because they felt like Live Nation was stonewalling their investigation. We didn't even know that this investigation was happening, but releasing this information during Thanksgiving week is kind of not wanting it to make a big splash in the news. And it wasn't just your regular Senate committee, it was the Permanent Subcommittee for Investigations under the Department of Homeland Security. Why would that happen? Okay? So I was thinking, man, I mean, sure, it would be easy to launder money through the resale ticket market, but there must be something else going on. I remembered that the Saudis had bought $500 million in stock of Live Nation during the pandemic, which made them the third largest shareholder in Live Nation. And when I say the Saudis, I'm not just being generic like a bunch of businessmen got together. No, it's a sovereign wealth fund, which are pretty terrible for the actual Saudi people because their countries just take all their money and play with it abroad a lot of times. So this was Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. In less than a year, they doubled their investment to $1 billion. Why can't our minimum wage do that? What's really going on here in these sovereign wealth funds? And would you believe it was the exact same committee under Homeland Security that subpoenaed the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund back in September? Way to go, Senator Blumenthal. Do you think this subpoena is related to the Live Nation one? I can't imagine that it wouldn't be, but I don't have a security clearance. I only learned what a sovereign wealth fund was because I happened upon this book called The $1 Billion Whale, and it was about this guy who was from Malaysia, and they set up a $1 billion Malaysian sovereign wealth fund. Now, now this guy's a character. I don't know if they'll ever make a movie about him because he kind of made Hollywood look really greedy and dumb. He hung out with the Kardashians and helped fund The Wolf of Wall Street, of all things. And they actually got sued and had to pay $60 million in a settlement. Beware anyone who does not care where the money came from. I was thinking that if I gave these examples of the Saudis and the Malaysians getting involved in, sports and entertainment in the United States and what kind of corruption and shenanigans that may result from that, you might understand why I'm so keen on people understanding how the Russian sovereign wealth fund is directly implicated in aspects of Britney's Vegas residency. If you Google RDIF and Britney Spears, I'm all over that search result page, and you won't find anyone else that actually mentions that connection. And this article right here is linked in my bio. At the beginning of the month, I posted about how Britney's case is likely classified, and people act like I'm just making this up. Like, I don't read from a lot of different sources trying to piece this together. Her Vegas residency is at the heart of like $1 billion going missing, and she's worth $60 billion. You don't think this is a part of that? Beyond what these sovereign wealth funds are actually funding, covert ops, surveillance, espionage, whatever. Um, People really underestimate her intelligence and how famous she actually is as a commodity on the world market. I tell people Britney's memoir is not the full truth because it can't be, because a lot of it is classified. I mean, she posted this after me, right? And the operative word here is classified. And she's getting braver and bolder. And all the conspiracy theories, like, it's hard to know if people are just assuming they're clever or they're being misled. But this puzzle is so much more nuanced and five-dimensional than the lay person pop culture top 40 fan could even comprehend, especially if they don't read books or are interested in a cavalcade of different topics in general or have a, somewhat nuanced worldview. And Americans are so satisfied by how smart they really think they are. And here are our buddies from earlier, the RDIF and the PIF working together. And they're so smart. And, this is money from their people. We have our own issues with hyper consolidated wealth and power and how regular people are suffering around the world because we don't have democracies. We don't have a say unless we have money. So this affects us all. And it's not about xenophobia, but it's about common people who should be able to like live a life of, not even luxury, but basic needs being met. And it's these types of entities that prevent that from happening. But then they also control the media. And, at the local level, they don't want our kids to learn how to think critically. So they end up believing in AIs and deepfakes and in clones are the real conspiracy. When the conspiracy is in the news, you just gotta patch it together like old school quilt style.